Ever wondered how to make your money work for you while you sleep? Well, you're not alone. Many of us dream of earning passive income, the kind of income that flows into our bank accounts while we're busy doing other things, even sleeping. Now imagine if there was a way to do just that, a way that's safe, reliable, and doesn't require you to be a Wall Street wizard. Enter the world of certificates of deposit, or CDs as they are commonly known. These financial instruments are the unsung heroes of the investment world. They're not flashy like stocks or cryptos, and they don't make headlines like real estate deals. But what they lack in glamour, they more than make up for in steady, predictable growth. So if you're tired of your money lounging around in low-interest savings accounts, it's time to wake it up. It's time to let your money stretch its legs, get to work, and start earning you some serious dough. So stick around and let's unravel the mystery of certificates of deposit. First things first, what exactly is a CD or certificate of deposit? I'm sure you've heard the term tossed around, especially in financial circles, but what does it mean? Let's break it down. A certificate of deposit, commonly known as a CD, is a type of time deposit offered by banks and credit unions. Think of it as a special type of savings account, but with a twist. You agree to leave your money in the bank for a set period of time, ranging anywhere from a few months to several years. This is often referred to as the term of the CD. Now here's the interesting part. During this term, you can't touch the money. It's like locking your cash in a vault and throwing away the key, at least for a while. It might sound a bit daunting, but there's a silver lining. In return for your patience and trust, the bank rewards you with interest. This interest is typically higher than what you'd receive from a regular savings account. The beauty of a CD lies in its simplicity. You're essentially lending your money to the bank. The bank then uses this money to fund loans and other investments. And for letting them borrow your money, they pay you interest. When the term ends, which is also known as the CD maturing, you get your original deposit back along with the accrued interest. But what happens when the CD matures? Well, you have several options. You can take the cash, deposit the money in another account, or roll it over into a new CD. The choice is yours. However, it's important to act quickly during the grace period after maturity to avoid automatic rollover and potential penalties. And what about those penalties? Well, the penalty for early withdrawal, that is, if you decide to take your money out before the term ends, varies by bank. There's no maximum penalty set by federal law, so it's essential to read the fine print before you sign on the dotted line. So in simple terms, it's a way of lending your money to the bank for a fixed time and getting rewarded for it. Sounds pretty straightforward, doesn't it? But hold on, there's more to the story, and we'll get to that in the next scene. Now that we've defined what a CD is, how does it work? Well, let's dive right in. Think of a certificate of deposit or CD as a type of agreement between you and your bank. You agree to park your money in the bank for a predetermined period, and in exchange, the bank agrees to pay you interest on your deposit. It's a bit like lending your money to the bank, and they pay you for the privilege. Now, here's where it gets interesting. The rate of return on a CD is typically higher than that of a regular savings account. How come? Well, because you're agreeing to leave your money untouched for a specific period, the bank can use your funds for longer-term investments. Knowing your money won't suddenly disappear gives them the confidence to take on these investments. And because these investments often yield higher returns, the bank can afford to give you a slice of the action through higher interest rates. Picture it like this. You're letting your money take a long, uninterrupted nap in the bank, and while it's snoozing away, the bank is using it to work hard and generate more money. When your money wakes up from its nap, when the CD reaches maturity, you get your original deposit back along with all the interest it's earned during its slumber. But what exactly happens when a CD matures? Well, when your CD matures, you essentially have three options. First, you can withdraw the money and do with it as you please. Second, you can choose to roll it over into a new CD, letting your money go back to sleep and continue earning interest. Lastly, you can opt to deposit the money into another account, but beware. If you don't act quickly during the grace period after your CD matures, the bank might automatically roll your deposit into a new CD. While this might not sound like a bad thing, it could mean your money is locked away for another term when you might need it for something else. And what if you need to withdraw your money before the CD matures? Well, that's where the bank says, not so fast. Early withdrawal often comes with penalties which can vary from bank to bank. Sometimes the bank may waive these penalties, but it's not something to count on. So, you see, while your money is taking a nap in the bank, it's actually working hard for you. And that, my friends, is how a CD works. Like all things in life, CDs come with their own pros and cons. So let's dive into the details. To kick things off on a positive note, let's start with the advantages. One of the primary benefits of CDs is the higher interest rates they offer compared to savings accounts. This means that your money is working harder for you. Picture it as your money wearing a little suit and carrying a briefcase, ready to do business every day. Next up, there's the security of the investment. With CDs, your initial deposit is protected. You're assured of getting your original investment back, plus the agreed-upon interest. It's like having a safety net for your money. Even if the financial market does a high-wire act, your CD stays stable and secure. Now let's turn the coin over and look at the other side. After all, every rose has its thorns, and CDs are no exception. The most glaring disadvantage of CDs is the penalty for early withdrawal. If you need to access your money before the CD's maturity date, you'll be hit with a fee. It's like being invited to a party, but if you leave early, you have to pay the host. Not the most inviting scenario, right? Moreover, the penalty for early withdrawal varies by bank, and there is no maximum penalty set by federal law. The bank may waive early withdrawal penalties in some cases, but it's not a guarantee. It's like a game of roulette. You don't know what you'll get if you decide to cash out early. Also, it's worth noting that while CDs offer higher interest rates than savings accounts, they generally provide lower returns than other investment options like stocks or mutual funds. So if you're looking for high growth, a CD might not be your best bet. It's more of a tortoise than a hare in the race of investments. Lastly, the inflexibility of CDs can be a drawback. Once you've locked your money into a CD, it's there until the CD matures. If interest rates rise, you're stuck with the lower rate you agreed upon when you opened the CD. It's a bit like signing up for a marathon, then realizing halfway that you're stuck at a walking pace. So, while CDs can be a great tool for saving, they are not without their risks. Remember, financial decisions should always be based on your individual needs, goals, and risk tolerance. As with all things in life, it's about finding the right balance. So, you've decided to invest in CDs, but how do you go about it? Well, my financially savvy friend, investing in CDs is much like making a soufflé. It involves careful preparation, a bit of patience, and the right ingredients. And just as you choose your recipe, you must choose your bank. Each bank offers different types of CDs with varying interest rates and terms. Do your homework and compare the offerings of multiple banks. Look for one with a healthy interest rate, but also consider the customer service and reputation of the bank. Remember, this is where your hard-earned money will be resting for a while. Once you've chosen your bank, it's time to decide on the term length of your CD. This is like setting your oven timer for the soufflé. The term can range from a few months to several years. The longer the term, the higher the interest rate, typically. But keep in mind, the longer your money is tied up, the less access you'll have to it without facing a penalty. So choose a term that aligns with your financial goals and comfort level. Now we come to the most satisfying part of the process, depositing the money. This is where you get to see the fruits of your labor, as you hand over your cash to the bank. The minimum deposit varies, but it can be anywhere from a few hundred to a few $1,000s. Once your deposit is made, the bank will provide you with a certificate of deposit, hence the name CD. This document lays out the terms of your agreement, including the interest rate, the maturity date, and the penalty for early withdrawal. And voila, you've successfully invested in a CD. Just like waiting for the soufflé to rise, you must now wait for your investment to mature. During this time, your money will be earning interest at a fixed rate. When the CD matures, you'll have several options. You can take the cash, deposit the money in another account, or roll it over into a new CD. The choice is yours. Remember, the key to successful investing in CDs is understanding the terms and conditions and making informed decisions. It's not about quick gains, but steady growth over time. And always be mindful of the penalties for early withdrawal. After all, you wouldn't want to take your soufflé out of the oven before it's fully risen, would you? And just like that, you're on your way to making your money work for you. So, there you have it, the world of CDs demystified. We've journeyed through the world of certificates of deposit, from their basic definition, right down to how to invest in them. We've discovered that CDs are a type of investment where you agree to let your money snuggle up in a bank for a set period of time. When the CD matures like a good cheese, you have options. Deposit the money in another account, roll it over into a new CD, or simply take the cash and make it rain. Remember, the bank will send you a friendly reminder before your CD matures, like a good friend reminding you of your birthday. It's crucial to act quickly during the grace period after maturity to avoid automatic rollover and potential penalties. We've also learned that the penalty for early withdrawal varies by bank, and there is no maximum penalty set by federal law. But like a lenient parent, the bank may waive early withdrawal penalties in some cases. And let's not forget the pros and cons of CDs. They are a low-risk investment option that can help grow your wealth, but they also have their limitations. The low risk comes with lower returns compared to other investment options, and your money is tied up for a certain period of time. But hey, no investment is perfect, right? In the grand scheme of things, CDs can be a good investment tool for those looking for a low-risk way to grow their wealth. They're like the tortoise in the race of investments, slow and steady but ultimately reliable. Before you go, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and join us on this financial journey. Remember, the more you know, the more your money grows.